2 times in this stadium against this team, and they haven't scored a touchdown, haven't scored a point yet. So I'm just trying to figure out something that may work. We've got one more segment to do that before we throw things over to Tiger Stadium and the broadcast team. So let's take that break now. We're back with more LSU Game Day presented by CST on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
This is Richard Zuschlaw, CEO of Acadian Ambulance Service. On behalf of all the Acadian employee owners, please be careful while driving. Always use your seatbelt and never text and drive.
If this year has taught us anything, it's we can all do more than we ever thought possible. That compassion can persevere through the greatest challenge, and that ingenuity and excellence can transform us forever. At Our Lady of the Lake, we see each person, never simply the patient, because health is a human experience. Our Lady of the Lake, the official healthcare provider of LSU Athletics.
Hi, this is Jan. Thanks for calling Toyota.
I heard Toyotathon is on.
We've got great year-end deals on Camry, RAV4, Tundra, Highlander, and more. Do you hear that?
Yep, that's my mom. I'm home for the holidays, and she likes eavesdropping on my calls like she used to.
What was that again about year-end deals?
Mom.
Oh, I'm sorry, honey.
Toyotathon is on now. Come in today.
Current offers end January 4th. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota, let's go places.
Hargrove is a proud supporter of the Tigers with over 2,000 teammates and 500 in the Baton Rouge area. More than just an engineering, automation, and project execution firm, what Hargrove builds best are relationships. Hargrove knows that what matters most is making a difference in our communities. Through the Hargrove Foundation, they contribute to hundreds of causes across the country, including many here in the Baton Rouge area. Experience the difference of working alongside a 100% employee-owned team. To learn more, visit hargrove-epc.com. One winning team. That's Hargrove. Go Tigers!
This is Richard Zuschlaw, CEO of Acadian Ambulance Service. On behalf of all the Acadian employee owners, please be careful while driving. Always use your seatbelt and never text and drive.
This is LSU Game Day,
presented by CST
on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Tiger fans, Hollingsworth Richards Ford on Florida Boulevard proudly supports the LSU Tigers. Remember, you always get your money's worth at Hollingsworth Richards Ford. Hunt Palmer, Brandon Taylor, Marlon Favorite winding down LSU Game Day presented by CST from our homes via Zoom. We appreciate y'all for hanging with us tonight. It's been an eventful 90 minutes, and we've got about 7 left before we throw things to the broadcast team and get ready for LSU and Alabama. 7:10 kickoff now from Tiger Stadium under the lights. Guys, it's a pride check for LSU tonight. They are clearly outmanned. The best players on this roster have decided not to play anymore, and the quarterback is hurt and not playing. So you're outmanned by any stretch, and Vegas is showing you that you're a 30-point underdog. It's the biggest point spread that we've ever seen LSU take on, and it's the biggest underdog and a defending national champion has ever been. And Alabama, we talked to Tony Tsoukalos, who covers that team day to day. They are fired up, and they are coming for blood for what happened last year. I'll interject here and say I don't care what they think, because we kicked their tail last year, and they deserved every dance we did, and we deserve to have every bit of fun that we had, because we had the best team in the country last year, and we were headed for a national championship. So I don't really care if they were offended or not. They can deal with it. But you got to pay the bill when the check is due, and tonight Alabama's coming, and they're here to make a statement. So LSU's got to come with a level of pride and effort tonight, because if they don't, it's going to get ugly. Brandon, do you expect LSU to come out with a level of pride and effort and assert themselves and acquit themselves well?
Oh, yes, indeed, I do. I think that deep down, those guys know that this is a statement game for them too. Like, they could ruin this team's season at any given time, which is far-fetched, but that's the beauty of the game. Anything can happen in the SEC. Anything. I've seen some crazy stuff happen in my years watching college football, watching SEC football, and this is one of those moments where it could happen. So you just got to have hope. You got to go out there and play. You just can't wish it and dream it. You got to go out there and actually do it.
Dave, do you think this team comes with some energy and effort and plays with some pride tonight?
I hope so. I'll say that. I'll use the hope word. But if they're able to just look at the man in the mirror and say, you know what, we're going to take our best 11, which is what we have, and they're going to come with their best 11, and it's mano-a-mano. This is a mano-a-mano night, right? Brandon knows all about this. Inside the trenches, that's all we did. So these guys are going to have to say, you know what? I'm not going to just sit back and take it, right? The rest of the world is saying we're going to lose. Vegas saying we're down 30 points. Fight back, you bum. Just fight back. Just keep swinging, baby. If you keep swinging, Coach always told us this when he coached us at LSU that 05 year. He said, if you just keep chopping wood, eventually that tree going to fall, right? So I look at that LSU team chopping wood this whole season, young guys, inexperienced guys, injuries, guys opting out, all the adversity that we face, it doesn't matter. We still have enough guys to go out there. So for the young guys, go out there and fight, baby. Go fight back, you bum. Hello, somebody.
And more often than not, LSU has raised their level of play in this game. LSU was outmanned in 2008. Fave, you were on that team, and LSU played that game into overtime, blocked a kick to get into overtime, and nearly won that game. I think you can make the argument that LSU was outmanned in 2013 and 14, and they made those games close to a degree. It's generally speaking what has happened, but the disparity tonight appears to be more than that. So we'll see what kind of pride and game plan LSU's got to put together. Fave, how do you think it goes tonight?
It wants me to put a score out there.
I didn't ask for a score. I just said, how does it go?
I think we go out and see an LSU team that's playing better defensively in an offense that's going to be able to reap the benefits from that. Now, do we lose by that spread? Do we beat the spread? That's the question, and we shall see here momentarily.
Brandon, what do you think it looks like tonight?
I'll be the honest one. I don't think it's going to be pretty tonight.
Yeah.
I really don't. I think it's going to be one of those moments where we need to soak this in as a team and as a fan base and get out and prepare for our revenge.
We'll see. Either way, 30 minutes after this thing goes final, we will be here on the BMW post-game report, taking your interaction via Twitter. And that's at Hunt Palmer 88 and at LSU Radio. Again, that's 30 minutes after this thing goes final. That's going to do it for us here at LSU Game Day, presented by CST. A huge heartfelt shout out to Lee Sino and his crew for getting us on the air via Zoom. I know it's been a huge undertaking, and this has been as great as we could have possibly made it considering the circumstances. So thanks to Lee and his crew for getting us on the air. Thanks so much to Tony Tsoukalis for checking in. He is, of course, from Bama Insider, for checking in on all things Tigers and Tide. We'll be back at TJ Ribs for the season finale next week. Just couldn't make that work this week, and we appreciate TJ Ribs for being our home all season long for pre and post game. If you're looking for somewhere to watch the game and you're not going to Tiger Stadium, head on by TJ Ribs, because we certainly appreciate those guys and all that they do. Again, catch us 30 minutes after kickoff, and we will be, after the game goes final, we'll be here on the BMW post game report. So for Marlon Favorite, for Brandon Taylor, I am Hunt Palmer. Brian Halliday is back in the studio. It's time now to throw things inside Tiger Stadium for the broadcast team. That's where Gordy Rush is. That's where Doug Morrow is. And that is where you'll find the voice of the Tigers, Chris Blair. This is LSU Game Day presented by CST. Here come the Tigers.
This has been LSU Game Day, presented by CST. The time for talk is over. The countdown to kickoff is coming up. LSU Fighting Tiger Football is on the way from the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Hey, Tiger fans, LSU wants to remind you to defend the spread by masking up. The best defense against the spread is in your face coverage. Remember to wear your mask in public. Here are some quick and easy steps to stay well. Always wash your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. Avoid touching your face. Clean and disinfect objects or surfaces around you, and stay home if you are feeling sick. Thank you for doing your part. One team, one heartbeat. Go Tigers!
If SEC football runs deep in your veins, then SiriusXM SEC Radio is where you need to be. We're talking conference and team previews, live games, news and analysis from experts like Chris Doering and Aaron Murray, coaches shows, championship specials, and more. Get inside SEC football and do it for free. Listen on your phone, online, and at home with the free SiriusXM trial. Start listening at SiriusXM.com/SECSXM.
LSU fans, show your pride with real Tigers gear from the official online store of LSU Athletics, LSUshop.net. You'll find everything a Tiger fan needs, including jerseys, jackets, polos, t-shirts, hats, and more, with an awesome selection of more than 4,100 products, including official team merchandise from Nike. When it comes to team pride, there's only one place real Tiger fans go, LSUshop.net.
Whatever you bring more. Whatever you personally bring to the SEC table, bring more. Get up earlier, sing and yell and stomp louder. Enough never is. Not here. Between the magnolias and the azaleas, legends and lore regale us, downright implore us. Bring everything you got, and then bring more.
But we practice Alabama, seems like now for the third week. Obviously a great football team, a great football coach, led by their offense, 48 points a game.
This is LSU Fighting Tiger Football.
It's going to be a tremendous challenge, but we're looking forward to playing Alabama. I hope we have a great crowd there, as many as we possibly can, and it'll be a wonderful night for the Tigers.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, touchdown, Tigers!
LSU Fighting Tiger Football is on the air.
Give me the sign! Give me the sign! Touchdown! 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 Tigers!
LSU Fighting Tiger Football from the LSU Sports Radio Network.
15, 10, 5, pick 6, touchdown, Tigers!
It's the annual battle between the Crimson Tide and the Tigers.
Everybody, let's go. We're going to war tonight. It's going to be 60 minutes of hell for them.
It's Alabama. It's LSU. And kickoff is just around the corner.
Here we go. Best sound in football. Tigers going to war. 1, 2, 3. Woo!
Here come the Tigers. Now, from inside legendary Tiger Stadium, with the call of the game, here is the voice of your Fighting Tigers, Chris Blair.
After being postponed from the original date of November 14th, tonight we have the matchup that normally draws the eyes of college football fans across the country as the #1 ranked Alabama Crimson Tide comes in to take on your Fighting Tigers of LSU. Hello, everybody. This is Chris Blair alongside former Tigers Doug Morrow and Gordy Rush, our spotter Jim Nickel, Patrick Wright with stats, onside engineer Joe Jackson, and the straw stirring the drink back in the Capital One studios, Mr. Brian Haldane, welcoming you to legendary Tiger Stadium here on the campus of LSU in Baton Rouge. After a tough night for the Tigers in Bryan College Station last Saturday, they come home for the first time in over a month and for just the third time during this 2020 season. The challenge, of course, is that they face the top team in the land. Alabama comes in undefeated on the season and leads the SEC, third in the nation, with scoring offense averaging over 48 points per game. Mac Jones battling for a Heisman, Najee Harris racking up yards on the ground, and Devontae Smith already over 1,000 yards receiving and 12 scores puts Alabama as the favorite for the college football playoff and possible national champion. LSU comes in as a massive underdog. They look to put together their best game of the season in hopes of pulling one of the biggest upsets in program history. All of the pressure is on the Tide. LSU can throw caution to the wind and let the chips fall where they may. Alabama has had nothing but success in Baton Rouge since 2010, winning 4 straight in Tiger Stadium, and they've shut out the Tigers in the last 2 meetings right here in Baton Rouge. But as the old adage says, this is why we play the games. So find your favorite chair, grab your favorite beverage. It's a Saturday night in Death Valley. It's Alabama, it's LSU, and it's coming up next on the LSU Sports Radio Network. Support your LSU Tigers with Hancock Whitney, the official bank of LSU athletics. From game day to the offseason, Hancock Whitney LSU credit and debit cards are a big win for any Tiger fan. Want to get your paws on these cards? Well, apply online or visit HancockWhitney.com/LSU. Hancock Whitney Bank, member FDIC. All accounts subject to credit approval. Terms and conditions may apply.
Hey LSU fans, we're just talking about what makes the Tiger Nation so different.
For starters, no one else gets as loud and wild as we do.
No one else loves the teams and the players like we do.
And no one else has a mascot as cool as Mike the Tiger.
Whatever it is, we love it. Because at Dudley DeBosier, we believe different is good.
If you've been injured, experience it for yourself. The Dudley DeBosier difference. Demand Dudley DeBosier, official partner of LSU Athletics.
Baton Rouge, responsible attorney Chad Dudley.
Tiger fans, whether you're working on your home turf or hitting the hunting grounds, gear up with John Deere equipment from Sunshine. Whether it's a tractor package or a gator, we'll help you bring home that trophy buck. Right now, check out our end-of-year savings on tractor packages, starting at just $199 per month. So bring home a winner this season and get powered by Sunshine. Visit sunequip.com. Sunshine, official partner of LSU Athletics. Offer ends 12/31/2020, subject to approved installment credit with John Deere Financial. 20% down payment required. See dealer for details.
Excuse me, do you know how long halftime is at an LSU football game?
14 minutes. 15 minutes.
17 minutes.
12 minutes?
15 minutes, right?
I'm pretty sure 10 minutes.
Actually, halftime at LSU lasts 20 minutes. Any idea how long it takes to complete a mortgage application?
An hour and a half.
2 hours.
Probably like 3 hours.
I'm going to go with 45 minutes.
It could take a couple of days.
Actually, at Assurance Financial, you can apply for a mortgage in less time than halftime.
Wow. Really? Seriously?
Find out more. Visit them at AssuranceMortgage.com. Equal housing lender. NMLS number 70876.
Kickoff is coming up here on the LSU Sports Radio Network. Time to hear from Coach O. Now, standing by with the coach, former Tiger Gordy Rush.
Gordy Rush along with head football coach Ed Ogeron. Coach, LSU, Alabama, you've talked about all week that your kids, your team had a hell of a week of practice.
They fired up Saturday night in Death Valley. I expect us to play our best game.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk a little bit about the quarterback situation. Said TJ may start, both of them good week of practice.
This is TJ's experience. I think that he's done a great job for us. We got to protect the football, but it's all 11 and protect him. We're going to play him and Max.
Let's talk a little bit on the defensive side of the football. Back-to-back good performances, probably your best performance against Texas A&M. What do you think's been the difference?
Controlling the line of scrimmage, eliminate the explosive pass.
Alabama obviously comes in number 1 in the country. What are some of the keys, especially on the defensive side of the football?
We got to call turnovers, but, the first thing we got to do is stop the run. Stop the run. Don't let them out physicals on the line of scrimmage and protect against the deep ball.
Flip it on the other side of it offensively, staying ahead on the schedule, staying in first and second down has got to be key for you.
Yeah, we got to be able to run the football. We got to get outside on them. We can't stay in the middle all day. We got to be creative in the run game and protect our quarterback.
Last thing I wanted to highlight, Zach Von Rosenberg. What a game he had last week at Texas A&M. Special teams, something game like this, a physical game, going to be key.
Yeah, they're going to come after him. We showed some weakness in our protection. We changed some stuff up. But Zach's such a great athlete. He saved us last week. We got to score points every time in the field goal unit. Last week we had 4 penalties. We got eliminated penalties, and we can't have a turnover.
All right, Coach, best of luck tonight against Alabama.
Go Tigers.
All right, we'll take a timeout. Back with more on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
LSU fans spell GO differently. That's because it means something different. GO means being all in, no matter the challenge. It means roaring louder, standing together, and fighting like tigers. Today, we face unforeseen adversity. The loss of essential revenue for LSU athletics will be in the tens of millions of dollars. But our GO never stops. Your support is critical. Donate to the Victory Fund and keep our Tigers going. Visit victory.lsutaf.org.
Hollingsworth Richards Ford is a proud sponsor of the LSU Tigers.
For over 30 years, we've been a member of LSU's transportation team. And when you buy your new Ford at Hollingsworth Richards Ford, you'll get peace of mind with our nationwide lifetime powertrain warranty. That's right, a nationwide powertrain warranty with every new Ford purchase. Only at Hollingsworth Richards Ford, located at 7787 Florida Boulevard. Or online 24/7 at HollingsworthRichardsFord.com. Go Tigers! See dealer for details.
Hey y'all, I'm Amanda Shaw. We all know Louisiana is as fun as all get out. So get out, take a road trip, and explore our state. Fill her up, then try a new restaurant that's as fun-loving as it is food-loving. Grab the family and take off for monumental adventures at our 21 state parks. Or take a magical minivan tour along our 19 scenic trails and byways. Louisiana's a trip. Take one today.
This is Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser. Plan your road trip at LouisianaIsATrip.com.
Get your ice cold Bud Light Seltzer here. Even though you can't go to the game, doesn't mean the game can't be brought to you now here. Just go to budlight.com/delivery. That's budlight.com/delivery.
Give me 2 mangoes.
Coming at you. It's a little short. Ow. Sorry. You know what? I'm just going to walk them over to you.
Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, and Bud Light Seltzer. IRC Beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
Inching closer to kickoff for LSU Fighting Tiger football on the LSU Sports Radio Network. Here's a look at the starting lineups presented by LSU Online. Accelerate your growth.
Football season is here. That means it's time to load up on the best snacks and some delicious ice-cold Coke for all your game day guests. Nothing tastes like everyone you love and everything you like coming together. Coca-Cola, together tastes better. Let me give you the starting lineups. They are brought to you by LSU Online. LSU Online, accelerate your career growth. Let me take off on Alabama first, because you're going to hear some offensive line superlatives as I get there. I'm going to do their defense first, though. For Alabama, they will start defensively, and they have 3 up front with 4 linebackers. At one defensive end, number 18, LeBrian Ray, 6'5", 295, a junior. The nose guard, number 94, DJ Dale, 6'3", 307, a sophomore. The defensive end on the other side, number 92, Justin Abagwe, 6'5", 285, a sophomore. The linebackers, number 4, Christopher Allen, 6'4", 252, a junior. Number 8, Christian Harris, 6'2", 232, a sophomore. At middle linebacker, number 32, Dylan Moses, 6'3", 240, a senior. The jack linebacker, number 31, Will Anderson, 6'4", 235. He is a freshman. And I might point out that 3 of those starting linebackers are from Baton Rouge, University High School, Southern Lab. One ended up at IMG Academy in Florida, but they came into Baton Rouge and plucked out 3 of the finest, and they're all starters for them. In the secondary, at one corner, Patrick Surtain, number 2, 6'2", 202, a junior. The other corner, Josh Jobe, 28, 6'1", 192, a junior. The free safety, Daniel Wright, number 3, 6'1", 195, a junior. The strong safety, number 9, Jordan Battle, 6'1", 210, a sophomore. And the star, number 13, Malachi Moore, 6 feet, 182, a freshman. For Alabama offensively, they will start at quarterback, Mac Jones, number 10, 6'3", 214, a junior. The running back, Najee Harris, number 22, 6'2", 230, a senior. At the wide receivers, number 6, Devontae Smith, 6'1", 175, a senior. Number 8, John Mechie, 6 feet, 195, a sophomore. And Slade Bolden at the slot, number 18, 5'11", 191, a sophomore. The left tackle, and this is the offensive group I told you to watch out for. At left tackle, a senior, number 70, Alex Leatherwood, 6'6", 312. At the left guard, a senior, number 65, Deontay Brown, 6'4", 350, a senior. The center, number 69, Landon Dickerson, 6'6", 325, a senior. Those 3 seniors in the center and the left side of the line. The blind side, for their quarterback are outstanding offensive players. And on the right side, you got just as outstanding. They're just younger. Number 55, Emil Equior, 6'3", 324, a sophomore. The right tackle, number 73, Evan Neal, 6'7", 360, a sophomore. The tight end, number 87, Miller Forstall, 6'5", 244. He is a senior. So there you have the lineups for the Alabama Crimson Tide. LSU will start defensively. At defensive end, number 11, Ali Gay, 6'6", 262, a junior. Neil Farrell, number 92, at a defensive tackle, 6'4", 319, a senior. The other defensive tackle, number 97, Glenn Logan, 6'3", 339, a senior. And the other defensive end, number 3, Andre Anthony, 6'3", 255, a senior. The outside linebacker on one side, number 23, Micah Baskerville, 6'1", 231, a junior. And the other side, number 19, Jabril Cox, 6'4", 231, a senior. And the middle backer, number 18, Damone Clark, 6'3", 245. He is a junior. The cornerbacks, number 24, Derek Stingley, 6'1", 195, a sophomore. At the other corner, number 25, Cordell Flott, 6'1", 165, a sophomore. The safety, Todd Harris, number 4, 6'1", 195, a junior. And the free safety, number 7, Jacoby Stevens, 6'2", 230. He is a senior. Offensively, LSU will start at quarterback, number 11, T.J. Finley, 6'6", 242, a freshman. The running back, Ty Davis Price, number 3, 6'1", 232, a sophomore. The wide receivers, Jeray Jenkins at one side, number 10, 6'4", 194, a sophomore. Racy McMath is not going to play. Trey Palmer may play. We're not sure who the starter is going to be for sure. Keyshawn Boutte is one of the wide receivers, number 1, 6'3", 224. He is a freshman. Coy Moore will probably be the third receiver starter, number 5, 6 feet, 174. He is a freshman. At left tackle, number 61, Cameron Wire, 6'6", 311, a sophomore. The left guard, number 70, Ed Ingram, 6'3", 315, a junior. The center, number 56, Liam Shanahan, 6'5", 305, a senior. The right guard, number 57, Chasen Hines, 6'3", 349, a junior. The right tackle, number 76, Austin Deculus, 6'7", 322, a senior. The tight end, number 2, Arik Gilbert, 6'5", 249. He is a freshman. The newspaper continues to tout him as a junior, but he's only a freshman. He just looks older than that and plays older sometimes also. And he will also, in addition to tight end, be playing some on the outside as a receiver. So there you have the starting lineups for tonight's game. It's kind of a sparse crowd here in Tiger Stadium. Started to fill up a little bit, but filling up these days is only 25% max, and probably will get there pretty soon here tonight. In the background, you hear the LSU alma mater being played, and we'll be back with the BASF Formula for Success after this break on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
It takes true grit to wake up every morning dedicated to a higher standard of work. At H&E Equipment Services, we're leveraging our national fleet of equipment with a local approach, working closely with customers to understand their needs and provide them reliability, fair prices, and the support of a first-class service team. We're an equipment company, run by equipment people. Where others stop, we continue. H&E Equipment Services, the higher standard in equipment rentals, sales, parts, and service.
Stadium seats may have been replaced with recliners. Tailgates outside the stadium have been swapped for the ones in the backyard. And thousands of screaming fans have been replaced by one screaming baby. But the only thing that hasn't changed? Us, watching the game together.
It's game time, baby.
Show off your Tigers spirit during your next virtual watch party. Visit Cox.com/Tigers to take a selfie with Mike the Tiger. And don't forget to share. Watch together, cheer together, take a selfie together. Even if you're not actually together. Cox, bringing us closer.
Louisiana knows how to take care of its own. We carry one another when it's needed. And we need carrying now, when our families and communities are suffering and our healthcare workers are tired. Let's put on a mask, protect our families, friends, neighbors, the way we do in any crisis. The good times are coming. We'll get another shot at a familiar life soon. But for now, let's wear a mask and carry on. carry one another to the finish line.
Discover a place where legends are made, where ordinary checks itself at the door, and unforgettable experiences are around every corner. Discover L'Auberge Baton Rouge. Unique dining, the hottest games, and the coolest rooftop pool around. Make your moment legendary at L'Auberge Baton Rouge. Exit at Blue Bonnet off I-10. See My Choice Center for details. Must be 21 Winter Casino. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Just moments away from kickoff for LSU Fighting Tiger football on the LSU Sports Radio Network. But first, here is the formula for success. Created by BASF. We create chemistry.
Tiger fans, don't forget, Dixie RV offers a lifetime warranty with your RV purchase and is a proud member of the Priority RV Network. DixieRV.com. Before we get to the formula for success, let's take 10 seconds for station identification on the LSU Sports Radio Network. And now it's time for the formula for success presented by BASF. BASF, we create chemistry. Tiger fans, all LSU Sports Radio Network broadcasts are streamed free on lsusports.net. To access nearly 200 live events this season, download the LSU Sports mobile app presented by BASF. Official apps are free in the iTunes Store and Google Play. Visit lsusports.net/apps for details. LSU Sports mobile apps are presented by BASF. We create chemistry. And let's get to, though, that formula for success, and that's a tall order for the LSU Tigers against the Alabama Crimson Tide here in Tiger Stadium tonight. LSU has not scored in Tiger Stadium against Alabama since 2014. That's 2014. That's like 6 years ago, I think. Seems longer than that, but that's what it was. LSU has not scored in Tiger Stadium against Alabama all during that period of time. And so LSU's first goal is to break that string and to score. They lost Terrace Marshall, the outstanding receiver, who has become a great receiver as long as he remains healthy, and after having a tremendous game last week, decided to opt out, and that be the end of his college career. LSU losing their big playmaker has to find another playmaker. Who that's going to be, we don't know. Whether it's going to be a running back, is it going to be a Reek Gilbert? The freshman tight end who's going to be playing some outside, they've got to utilize him as a pass receiver. Nobody knows for sure. And what about TJ Finley? Is he going to have a game in which he plays as well as he did against South Carolina just several weeks ago here in Tiger Stadium, or will it be more of what it's been the last couple of weeks? Because that's erratic. He's just a youngster, but he's a youngster that is being made to grow up fast, and you grow up fast when you play somebody like the University of Alabama, #1 in the country. So LSU's got a real challenge offensively. They've got to protect the quarterbacks. They've got to have a passing game and a running game that is effective and keeps the ball away from Alabama. Defensively, LSU improved somewhat last week against Texas A&M, but a lot of people don't pay much attention to the fact that one of the reasons they improved so much was because Kellen Mond, the quarterback for Texas A&M, had probably the worst college quarterback performance, I think, in modern history. It was really poor. He did not get close to a lot of receivers where he threw passes, completed about a third of his passes, and that's just not acceptable in modern-day college football, particularly big time. So LSU's got to realize that they're playing against somebody different than that. Mac Jones is who I call the Joe Burrow of 2020 because he's very, very similar in skills, in abilities, in execution to what Joe Burrow did for the LSU Tigers last year. Mac Jones is a quarterback that is able to hit the deep ball but he's very accurate, and he lets his receivers, and it is an outstanding receiving core for Alabama, lets them run to the ball and make the catches. He doesn't try to make perfect passes. He tries to make effective passes, and he's very effective at it. He's around 75-76% completion rate, very low interceptions, many touchdowns, just the kind of quarterback that you want. Najee Harris, outstanding running back for Alabama, going to cause the LSU a lot of problems. But I'll tell you where the real problem is going to be. And I pointed out the heights and the weights of the Alabama offensive line when I did the lineups just a moment ago. Coach Ed Orgeron says that the offensive line for Alabama is the best that he's seen on tape in 10 years. Well, he's seen a lot of good ones in the last 10 years, so that's a pretty high compliment for Alabama, and they do have a great offensive line. They're effective running game. They protect their passer very well. They do all of the things that you expect of a team that is ranked number 1 in the country. Alabama also has last year to make up for. LSU went into Bryant-Denny in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and played an excellent game, but Alabama played an excellent game also. And one thing to remember from that game is that once Alabama got behind, in order to get back into the game, what they did was to rely upon Najee Harris both as a runner and as a pass receiver. They've got a great offensive line this year. They've got Najee Harris again this year. They have Mac Jones back, a year older, much more experienced, and somebody that's going to really give LSU problems. So it's a real challenge for LSU. And remember, they haven't scored since 2014 here in their home stadium, in Tiger Stadium, against the Alabama Crimson Tide. The Tide coming out on the far side, awaiting the captains to go out to the field, LSU's captains for the game, and they're not out on the field yet, but they'll be Torrey Carter, Glenn Logan, Avery Atkins, Micah Baskerville, and John Trey Kirkland. Honorary captains, Joe Burrow, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Andrew Whitworth, and Jalen Mills, former outstanding players for the LSU Tigers, and I think they'd like to use those guys if they could tonight. That's not going to happen, but Joe Burrow with a great game against Alabama, responsible last year for the great Tiger victory in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. The Alabama captains on the far side of the field. Today's team colors as Alabama wearing their usual crimson jerseys, crimson helmets, white pants, and crimson piping. LSU in their traditional white jerseys, gold pants, and gold headgear. The team colors of the game are brought to you by Cintas, proudly helping Louisiana local businesses stay clean, safe, and ready for the workday for over 35 years. Alabama's captains and LSU's one captain allowed to come out to midfield, John Trey Kirkland, coming out for the toss of the coin. We used to have Gordy Rush being allowed, to go out there and to actually dictate how the coin was going to be flipped. They have deprived him of the opportunity, so he has become a one-handed pass catcher on the sideline. As he made a great catch last week. Dylan Moses, the Alabama captain.
LSU has won the toss and elected to defer.
And LSU has won the toss. They have elected to defer, so they'll be kicking from our left to our right. As we look down on the field, that is north to south, left to right. The Tigers will be kicking off to start this game, and they'll receive the kick to start the second half. So we're all set to go here in Tiger Stadium. Normally it would be a packed house. You can't call it a packed house, but it's about as packed as you're allowed to make it these days. I'm guessing we're around 20 or 25%. Hard to tell in a big stadium like this that's less than full. But for those people who are here, we hope they'll be treated to a real fine game. We know that there are two very quality teams. One of them has shown their quality all throughout the season. LSU has not quite gotten there, but they've shown sparks of it, and they've shown the ability to do it. They certainly will have to step forward and make that happen tonight if they want to be successful. So the team's ready to come out on the field. The officials, with their final meeting at midfield, they split up. We're about ready for kickoff, and here to give you all the play-by-play, the voice of the Tigers, Chris Blair.
Thank you, Doug, and welcome in, Tiger fans. Saturday night, Death Valley, Number 1 Alabama coming to call for your Fighting Tigers of LSU. Just moments away from kickoff here tonight. Again, Avery Adkins will have the honors as the Tigers defer until the second half. Alabama will set their special teams. Again, not near the capacity crowd we're used to for an LSU-Alabama matchup. Coach Ed Ogeron and company this week talking about a good week of practice through all that has taken place this year. Still expect plenty of energy for the Fighting Tigers and all the pressure on the Crimson Tide, currently riding number 1 in the land. First half kickoff coming up, brought to you by H&E Equipment Services, the official construction equipment partner of LSU Athletics. Brian Robinson Jr. will set back deep for Alabama. Avery Adkins with the approach and the kick. Food meets ball, and we've got football here in Louisiana. And just under the crossbar, back of the end zone, it will be a touchback. As Avery Adkins, 87% on the season with touchbacks this year, now making 35 of 40. And Alabama will bring out the